Jam. Toon Jam.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Toon Jam podcast. I am Matt.
And I'm J-Man.
And we are continuing our MTV saga with The Head. You may have seen The Head before. You may have never heard of The Head. But here's a bit of information about it. It was an American adult animated television series created by Eric Fogel for MTV. It originated as a science fiction miniseries that aired under the MTV's Oddities label between 1994 and 1996 and was followed by The Max. The series was released on DVD on December the 15th, 2009 and consisted of 2 seasons and 14 episodes altogether. They ran at roughly 11 minutes in season 1 and 22 minutes in season 2. So Eric Fogel, the creator, also created shows such as Starvalence, Glenn Martin, DDS, and the perhaps best known Celebrity Deathmatch. The show follows the story of Jim, a trade school student in New York City, who awakens one morning to find that his head has enlarged to mammoth proportions. A week later, out bursts Roy, a small purple alien with an odd sense of humour, who has taken up residence in Jim's head. Roy needs a place to stay to adapt to the Earth's environment while on a mission to save the world from a power-hungry alien named Gork. There's a bit of a intro for you there, and pretty much what happens, all in all, in the first episode we watched, the pilot episode. Did you watch the second episode as well?
Yes.
I did too. Sneaky. They were short, so I thought get the second one in, get a bit of an intro. Now, had you ever seen The Head before?
No. Never witnessed it.
No. Had you heard of it?
I don't think so. Like,
I can honestly
I think
say
it's just
I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
But it's rated as one of the better of the MTV cartoon series.
Right.
And it was interesting. It definitely had a seemingly small budget.
Yeah. Yeah. It didn't. It wasn't the most pristine of cartoons.
No. It had a certain 90s look about it.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, it looked like a cheap 90s show.
Yeah.
And the you could tell the voice acting was all a bit like, it just seemed like everyone that was involved in making it also did the voices.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely had a budget feel, but I think that sort of helped its weirdness, didn't it?
Yeah, it was more part of the the overall atmosphere, wasn't it? It was an interesting show. Obviously, so you start off and you see him at the doctor's, don't you?
Yeah.
And then they reveal his giant head, and his head just seems to change size.
Yeah.
Throughout the show, it doesn't, but it just to fit in rooms and stuff. Rooms are always very tall.
Yeah. Yeah, I did notice that. Strangely tall building, ceilings everywhere, just so they can fit in then.
But then when he's outside, you can clearly tell he couldn't fit in a room.
Yeah.
He gets attacked, doesn't he, on the way home?
Yeah.
This is when Roy the alien is revealed as his head splits open, and the alien beats up these thugs. It's very weird.
Yeah.
What did you think to the overall humour?
I thought it was all right. It just seemed it made it seem like it was one of those. It felt like an MTV cartoon. It was not. It's not really made for kids, is it? But it's just it doesn't seem like it's. I wasn't buckled over laughing or anything. Like
No.
it was just kind of like, oh yeah, I guess this is light-hearted.
Yeah, what I imagine it would be perfect. Like we said, like just jam it between a few songs.
Yeah,
So you see it and you're like, what the hell is this?
that's it.
And then it carries on. But it's not something. Yeah, it doesn't really lend itself to normal TV format.
No, not at all. It's such an odd tale that kind of like seems to have spiraled out of control almost. Like.
Yeah. I quite liked the main character.
Yeah.
I thought his voice was pretty funny as well. He was so like understated.
Yeah.
Just all the time, like, I can't believe it. I don't know what's going on.
Mm.
And he's like, what is he? What is he? Is he learning like mechanics or something?
I think so. Yeah, something like that. Because he's just got like a single toolbox in his garage or whatever. Just like, yeah, I get them when I complete the course.
Yeah, it's very weird. It was, and there's a little cameo in there from
Butthead,
yeah, which is so strange.
Yeah, it was.
Like he just brings in a videotape to these guys that are searching for like this. What are they like? The thugs that work for some scientist.
Yeah.
Who's been trying to prove aliens exist.
Mm. Yeah, they're like weird Area 51 men.
Yeah. And then like Butthead just comes in like
with a VHS.
And then they just kick him out and he's like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it was just to make sure, people knew.
Yeah.
I don't know, so they could put it in a trailer.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Butthead's in this as well.
Yeah, just in case you didn't know it was an MTV cartoon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was weird. It's got like the art style was very cheap.
Yeah.
But in a way that, like you say, it was very MTV.
Yeah, have you noticed that it is kind of like it's like a common thing now, isn't it? Like with like a lot of the adult cartoons, they like the way that they look is sort of like almost purposefully shoddily made. It kind of like the more oddball a show is, like the more sketchy the art tends to be to sort of like complement it. Like it happens a lot with like Adult Swim stuff and any other stuff. Like if you think of like even like Bob's Burgers and stuff, like everyone looks like all their lines are all wobbly and it's like the opposite of like a clean Disney cartoon.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing this sort of era of MTV stuff kind of helped that along.
Yeah, because it's like when you think of like the 90s they've got like real first time they've got, I suppose, adult only cartoons. And they had a few. I mean, you said, I mean, adult only in the way that they aren't aimed at kids. So
no,
probably was the case that a lot of kids watched them, but they weren't aimed at them. So you've got like this, like Beavis and Butthead, all the MTV stuff. But then there's stuff like we've watched like Duckman.
Yeah.
That was the same, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So like these Rugrats guys. Just getting on the weird art.
Yeah. And it like you sort of, I guess because it's not trying to be like something serious or it's not trying to be like something cute, you sort of ignore it almost, don't you? Like you're not really like, oh, this looks terrible. You're just like, whatever. You just kind of take it.
And I suppose it's like the place where, because you're doing it for adults, you can almost let yourself roll with weird stuff a bit more.
Exactly, yeah.
Because it doesn't like it almost the fact that it looks horrible. You can do that if you want.
That's it.
I don't know. I guess that like people didn't take it as seriously because they're like, well, it's a cartoon for adults, so they will just make whatever.
Yeah.
What that's like? What makes a good cartoon for adults?
That's it.
I suppose say it sort of starts changing with like, I guess The Simpsons is fairly clean.
Yeah. So as they cleaned it up as it went along. Like the first ones were a bit sketchier, weren't they? But it's still cleaner than this.
And then that has influenced a few. So I'd say any clean ones probably come from The Simpsons.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, things like Family Guy and stuff,
Mm.
visually.
But I suppose they do sort of want to appeal to kids almost as well, don't they? Like,
Yeah,
like they need the merch for kids, so they need kids to kind of enjoy at least part of it.
yeah,
So, like, I think when it's completely adult, it can unleash a horrific aesthetic upon all the viewers.
yeah.
Like, there's some shows out now that just like they look so horrible because I guess like like kids do appreciate like a good looking show, like it's all round, and I guess that's why we've got like Cal Arts in brackets style for
Yeah,
a lot of the Cartoon Network stuff now. Everything's very round and soft,
yeah.
like easy
That's
looking.
Steven Universe
Yeah,
time.
that's it. Like, whereas the adult style is like the complete opposite. All the lines are like wonky. Like the proportions don't even stay the same from scene to scene. Like, it's all just very dodgy looking. Like you wouldn't, yeah, like a kid wouldn't wear it on a t-shirt because it's just like it doesn't look nice.
Yeah, it's true. It does make like it clearly has made an impression because, like you say, now there's more of a clear divide.
Yeah, yeah.
Back then, I suppose there was more kids' cartoons that were. I mean, you look at like Cow and Chicken, and like Ren and Stimpy ended up being on MTV because it was too much of a.
Yeah.
It's too much of an adult's cartoon. But yeah, now like I mean, how many Adult Swim cartoons have that a Cal Arts look?
I can't really think of one.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there is one. I'm pretty sure they're all like way closer to the head than they are Steven Universe.
But I guess that's the thing where, as well, it probably gets to a point where people that are making kids cartoons eventually get bored of doing just the same thing and want to do something for adults.
Yeah.
And then that's when, like, what's that one on Netflix now? Midnight Gospel.
Yeah.
Isn't that done by the guy that made Adventure Time?
Yeah, it's Pendleton Ward, isn't it?
Yeah, so we might find as time goes on, there'll be a new young look, and the Cal Arts look will move its way to older stuff.
Yeah, maybe. And I mean, maybe they're trying to make a visual distinction as well, because now we are in a time where there's plenty of adult cartoons, and like maybe they want to make it so that like at a glance a kid can be like, that's for me, that's not for me. Whereas before in the 90s it was confusing. Like when South Park came out, everyone was like, oh, this looks cool.
Yeah.
It's like
it's about for kids.
Yeah.
They're like made of paper.
So yeah, maybe that's part of it as well. But yeah, this definitely fits into that category of like adult cartoon that looks kind of got a real sketchy look about it, and obviously with adult content as well. So
yeah, and I mean it's not very attractive, is it?
No.
You never look at anything and be like, oh, that's a good drawing.
That's it. Yeah. There's no moment in the show that you're like, that looks really good.
Yeah. Well, as well, I suppose those like weird drawings and sometimes like horrible. It adds to it's like part of the humor, isn't it?
Yeah.
You get more as an adult, you kind of laugh at the visual nonsense of a cartoon, whereas as a kid you take it as the norm.
Yeah, that's true.
You're like, yeah, cartoons. That's what
There's a lot of like nasty stuff going on in the head as well, isn't there? Like when his head actually opens up, that can be pretty gross. Like,
it seems to open up in different ways every time.
Yeah. It like bubbles, doesn't it, to start with, and like gets all these horrible like boils.
Yeah. And then either it like splits open, or he just jumps a hole, or it like opens like a doorway.
Yeah, I'm sure he like teleports into it the last time. Like, it's totally weird.
Yeah, and I mean, there's some pretty funny moments when he's just sort of sitting in the head.
Yeah.
He's like eating a bowl of spaghetti or whatever.
just casually enjoying himself. He's just got some random electronic equipment in there.
Yeah, I feel like the whole thing is that they've got this symbiotic relationship.
Yeah.
Which I liked his response. He's like, it's called symbiosis.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I would call it inconvenient.
Yeah.
But like, is like the symbiotic relationship is very one-sided because it doesn't really seem to solve any of his problems.
No.
It just seems like it's like having a mate. Like you might as well just have a mate.
Yeah.
Rather than an alien living in your head at that point.
Yeah, definitely. It doesn't seem to have benefited him at all, really.
No.
I mean, to be fair, they did cook a good meal together, I suppose.
Yeah. But, he also has a giant head.
Yeah, it's not really good payoff, is it?
No. And I mean, he did a lot of the cooking himself anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Just the other guy, he just did it quicker.
Yeah.
Again, yeah, I just like all of his problems seem to come from the alien, and the alien just fits in his own problems. Maybe that changes as it goes on.
Yeah.
I did think the humour was very hit and miss. Sometimes I quite liked the Doctor.
Yeah, the Doctor was funny.
He just looked funny as well.
Yeah.
But a lot of the jokes were a bit like they fell flat.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was because of the low quality of deliverance in voice acting, or if it was just they were bad jokes. But
yeah.
It didn't always land, I felt.
No. But I imagine that the teens of the 90s would have found it hilarious.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, obviously, it's a cult classic.
Yeah, this is true. This is very true.
Though I genuinely never heard of it.
No.
Never even heard anyone mention it.
No, it's a weird one.
But then I might never have heard of Aeon Flux if there hadn't been a film.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Maybe someone should have made a film of the head.
Oh, yeah, well, maybe this is it. It starts now. We're doing it.
Try get some more bland interpretations on the go.
Yeah. We're doing it, guys. Toon Jan makes the head film. Hashtag
send in your casting team.
Yeah.
Apparently, they were making a video game version of the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But it got cancelled. It was supposed to be released on the NES, on the SNES even.
Really?
Yeah, and the Sega Genesis, but was cancelled very early in development. However, the source code for the Genesis version was discovered in May 2014.
Oh.
I don't know, that was obviously a while ago, nothing's come of it.
Yeah.
Also, in 1996, Pocket Books released a 96-page graphic novel.
All right.
Entitled The Head, A Legend is Born. It was based on an unfilmed script.
All right. So there's plenty of like secret head stuff out there.
Yeah. Some, if you're craving more the head, there's stuff out there aplenty.
That's it. I think as much as it's not great to look at, I think it's kind of cool to think like it's good for and I suppose the Adult Swim stuff as well. It's good for sort of like new artists and amateur animators and stuff to just like have something that's like not super perfect to aspire towards.
Yeah.
It's just like oh, the head was like a cool MTV classic and it looks like some guy drew it in like 5 cells or whatever. Like so it's like, oh well, if I can get there at least, then that's something. Like I think it's good to have that. It's an aspiring piece for amateur artists and animators. Like, it's pretty cool.
No, yeah, it's one of the things. It's weird. It's weird that it's a cult classic. Just because I feel like the cult might be like one guy. It's just that not many people liked it more than anything, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is like you say, it's cool. It's just different and clearly has a different look. They were trying something different. yeah, I don't think it was great,
No.
but it's cool that it exists.
Yeah.
It's weird. I've seen better things with worse animation
Mm.
and worse things with better animation.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, like you say, it's a sort of forefather to
Yeah,
weird
what we've got
adult
now.
animation.
Yeah, no head, maybe no Rick and Morty.
Yeah, very true.
Could be the way that the order works.
Well, that's it. Because I mean, when you think of like adult cartoons, a lot like the first things you think of are sort of like The Simpsons, Family Guy, and
Yeah,
it's all the same sort of thing, isn't it? It's just like real life sitcoms as
yeah,
cartoons.
yeah,
Um, Whereas it is like you say, like Rick and Morty and stuff, where the weirder stuff.
mm.
This is like one of the earlier ones that sort of paved that way,
Yeah, definitely. It's a
as far as
sci-fi
like
story,
adult
right?
comedies.
Yeah, yeah. It's more than just
It's pretty
people
cool in
sitting
that
there.
respect, that because it's not like it's fair, and obviously it's like a comedy,
Mm.
but at the same time, it's not like just gags. It's got a story about an alien trying to save the world from another alien whilst in a giant head.
Yeah,
And it's a cool premise.
yeah. It's a bizarre a bizarre concept that they've
Yeah,
completely ran with, which is something that like nobody's wants to do these days. It seems
yeah,
like it's a rare thing, like especially when you look at like the movie industry or whatever. Like nobody's taking gambles at the minute. Like you
yeah,
couldn't pitch the head film now. Nobody's going to take it up. Like, but yeah, it's cool that
yeah.
MTV
Like
had that
the
little
fact that it's
pocket.
cheap.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's such a shame. Like, just I mean, we've watched two. We've technically watched three because we've watched this short Beavis and Butthead, but we will be. We said before, didn't we? We're going to revisit proper Beavis and Butthead.
yeah,
Um, oh, we've seen Daria as well before, haven't we?
yeah. That's true. Yeah,
And it is like really is a shame that MTV has gone the way it has,
oh yeah,
because at least from a cartoon point of view.
mm.
I guess there's people that like MTV now, so whatever. But it was such a good platform for stuff like this,
Yeah.
and it just seems a shame that we've lost that.
It's so strange that it's become its own worst enemy.
Yeah,
Now it literally is the thing that it was sort of rebelling against all those years.
I
Like,
know it is bizarre, isn't it? It's like someone forgot along the way,
yeah,
or like I mean, I wonder what happened. I wonder what it was. If anyone knows,
yeah,
please let us know. Uh,
yeah. The true story of MTV. Like we need that.
did someone take over, or was it just
Yeah,
not very well?
could do with like a PBS documentary about it. Really,
Yeah,
like MTV behind the blow.
yeah.
Like what really happened.
Well,
Because
yeah.
it's such a sharp turn. You take the head now, and then you take like whatever reality shows running on TV.
The Kardashians.
Yeah, and it's like, how are these two from the same people?
Yeah, I guess the Osbournes are somewhere in the middle there.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, reality with musicians.
yeah, and then it slowly just turned to reality with
Mm.
anyone, with anyone rich.
Yeah, yeah. So it was like cartoons, then like cribs somewhere. So it was like we're used to seeing celebrities' houses, and then the Osbournes like were constantly in a celebrity's house, and then
Yeah,
now it's like,
it's just like I suppose Pimp My Ride.
yeah,
They're like bridges, aren't they? Almost.
yeah,
I mean, maybe it's just a case that like it's what's popular at the time. MTV. I
mm,
mean, in the '90s, it was grunge, wasn't it?
yeah, free for all, I suppose. Back then.
Maybe it's more just a sign of the times.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's clearly popular because it's successful, isn't it? But it's
Yeah,
just, it's weird that they, like, do they even do like original cartoons anymore and stuff like that? Like,
I doubt it. I
mm,
don't know though. I mean, maybe, but I can't see. But yeah, maybe like you got to look at the type of music that's popular at the time
Yeah,
and what it embodies. Like grunge did embody like those kind of values, didn't it? Like it was against the grain and everything looked grungy, and so you can have like cartoons because the fans of it would enjoy it.
yeah,
Whereas the fans of like the most popular music at the time, like now, you can't see like them watching cartoons. What's
yeah.
the main kind of music now? Like
I don't know, like I guess pop and trap.
yeah, sort of
uh,
R&B stuff and
yeah,
to that.
dubstep.
Yeah, it all takes itself like more seriously, I suppose.
Mm.
So I guess it's just a reflection of whatever music is popular
Mm.
and whatever attitude that brings with it. But I don't know. Maybe there's another reason, and if you know, please let us know because it is food for thought.
This is it. This might be
Interesting stuff.
the documentary that we all need.
Yeah.
The truth behind MTV.
Well, on that note, shall we jump into our ratings?
Yes. Oh no, Barry. My head, it hurts so much.
I'm not surprised, Tommy. How if you noticed it's almost 8 feet tall, practically rubbing the ceiling, it is.
Oh, it is rubbing the ceiling. It rubs every room I walk inside.
And those boils don't look better, mind you.
It feels like I've got an alien inside there. Do you feel like you have an alien inside your head? Do you have boils on every side of your skin? Well, you may have headmorrhoids. Use our The Head cream. Apply liberally on a daily basis to feel much, much better.
I tell you what, Tommy, since you've applied that cream to your 8 foot head, it's far smaller. In fact, it looks tiny now.
Yeah, much better, Barry, thank you.
Okay, so here at Toon Jam we have a 3-point rating system, which goes as follows. Thumbs up, symbiotic relationship. Thumbs down, the actual relationship. Shaky middle, well, I guess the art. So up is good, down is bad. Shaky middle is, it's in the middle. Shaky in the middle. So, The Head, your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's very different, which is good. That's good in my books. It's not the most polished of shows, but again, like as we said, kind of helps the situation
Yeah.
almost because it's bizarre. I did like the characters. I feel like I'd like to know what Roy was cooking up in the long run. And it was funny to like just have the main guy just continue with his life as normal almost with a giant head. It was just way out of proportion. It wasn't like the most hilarious thing I'd seen, but I liked the concept and I liked it was odd. It was odd enough and it had enough going for it that I think it was decent. So I think it lands fairly on a shaky middle for me. Shaky middle, I think.
Yeah, I think that's a good evaluation. I think this is what I would call a textbook shaky middle
Oh yeah,
program. It has got like all the makings of a shaky middle, in which you leave it feeling entirely indifferent
yeah,
to you did when you started it. It's like it's not bad, but it's not great.
yeah,
It makes you chuckle maybe once every 20 minutes, but you'll smile a few more times. Overall, it's got nice bits, like some good bits, some funny bits. A lot of stuff misses the mark, but it doesn't anger you or anything.
yeah,
The characters are fine. It's just a very middle of the road show, isn't it?
yeah,
But
yeah,
it does have that. I think the only thing that I would say that lifts it to a higher shaky middle is the fact, like you say, is it's what it means for other cartoons and stuff.
Yeah.
And the fact that it sort of got made.
Yeah. That's
like
it.
It stops you from, like, if this had been a thumbs down, that could have lifted it to a shaky middle itself. I mean, it wasn't a thumbs down, so. But yeah, it's an interesting show, but you can see why it's not been remembered.
Yeah, definitely. It's not one you recommend to other people, is it? Like, I'm watching this amazing show that you will love. It's just like you just kind of watch it, and then you're like,
yeah, and you're like I say, it would be perfect just in the middle of something. Like, they don't do that anymore, do they? Like, back in the day, TV was so just you put on and you watched whatever. Obviously now everything you stream yourself, so you know, it kind of comes with its pros and its cons.
Yeah.
But yeah, back in the day, you just see things.
That's it.
It was what they're offering, and this is the kind of thing that I imagine would just come on, and you'd be like, "What is this?" Oh yeah, that's weird. If you saw another one, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, it's this again. This is so weird."
That is the exact conversation you have with yourself.
From a simpler time in TV viewing.
Definitely.
When it seemed like, you know, because you got TV all day, every day, that you had it the best. Whereas now, things are very different.
We live in a different world.
Yeah. I think you can have too much of a good thing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Appreciating. Like, I don't like binge watching, which is perhaps controversial.
Ooh.
But I'll tell you why. I feel that it takes away the excitement of the overall series and the intrigue.
Right.
Like, you remember Lost? You watched it week by week.
Yeah.
You talk about it.
Yeah.
Now you watch a whole series and you'd be like, "Oh, did you see that? Yeah, it's good, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
You think that was going to happen? Well, I know now, so it don't matter." There's no trying to figure out what's going on.
That's it. Yeah, it's all done in one go. Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's partially why films do it so much now. Just because we haven't got it otherwise. Water cooler shows. That's what they used to be called.
Yeah, and now we don't even have water. But yeah, definitely. I'm preaching to the choir on that front. I'm the kind of guy who doesn't listen to his favourite songs so that I don't overuse them. So that's what I do.
But, you know, we have our own opinions, and I'm sure you have yours at home.
Yeah. Maybe you watch The Head like non-stop ever since it was released, once a week. And you're still going. Maybe that's who
maybe you've watched it all, you've read the graphic novel, and you've read the entire coding of the nearly made game. And maybe you just found out about that and are currently hunting for it.
Yeah.
Good luck to you.
Yeah, fair play.
But otherwise, as always, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed today's show, please feel free to leave us a rating review. It really helps us out, helps other people find us, and share it with your friends. If you know someone that likes it, say, "Hey, this podcast is all right." Or tell them it's good, you know, if you want, whatever. But yes, anyway, thank you very much. And until next time, stay jammy.
Hey everyone, thank you for listening. If you want to help the show keep going, you can be extra jammy by heading over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/toonjampod. Here you can get a shout out on the show or unlock bonus episodes. Ratings and reviews anywhere you listen to the podcast also really help us out. So thank you, and stay jammy.